Hello, and today I want to talk about habits and rituals. So we talked last week about habits, and we basically say that habit is an outsourcing action. We take something that we want to do repeatedly and in a high frequency, and we say to the habit department, you take care of this without me thinking. By the way, a nice metaphor for this is people who play tennis, good tennis players, not excellent, but good tennis players. And you take those tennis players and they play tennis quite well, and then you say, please think about how you play, and then they play worse. Why? Habits, automated, good. When we think, lots of things go badly. So we said that if we want to get activities to be more automated and with higher frequency, outsourcing them to the habit department is a good idea. But there's another path, an interesting and important path, called rituals. And rituals are very, very different from habits. They also work to make something more likely and repeated, but they work on a very different mechanism. Specifically, instead of reducing the amount of attention we need, they increase it. Think, for example, about religious ritual. Let's say there's a religion with a hand-washing ritual. We don't do it with less thinking, we do it with more thinking, and we say something and we do it. Think about the process of drinking wine, a ritual. You pour the wine to a specific glass, you look at it, you swirl it, you smell it as a ritual. That ritual gets us to pay more attention, right? If we did not have these rituals and we just poured the wine into a beaker and drank it while doing something else, it wouldn't work the same way. So rituals basically get us to direct attention. They get us to direct attention into something, and they get us to slow down. And by doing those two things, directing attention and slowing down, they make the activity more desirable. Right? Again, the wine with ritual, more valuable; without ritual, less valuable. So the question is, can we do things in a more ritualistic way? And by doing things in a more ritualistic way, can we direct more attention to them? Can we slow them down? And can we make them more enjoyable? Right? Unlike habits, which gets us to pay less attention, these get us to pay more attention and enjoy it more. With a habit, you say to yourself, oh, did I take my pills today? I don't know. I don't even remember. It's so rituals. It's so automated. With the ritual, you remember. So take something like family dinner. Should you think about the ritual? And the ritual could be everybody can say a word that describes their experience today. Everybody can say something that they're grateful for. Everybody can say something they've noticed today. Anybody can say, whatever it is, it's about slowing down and paying attention. Should we look at the food in front of us for 30 seconds before we eat? What about ritualizing exercise? We did an experiment in which we asked people to say something like, a new age thing about while tying their shoelaces on their sneakers. By going to this run, I take care of my mind and body, something like that, very new age. And we increased the amount of times that people are running by almost 1 time per week. That's a big difference. Anyway, rituals. Habits are a good way, but ritual is another way. Take the things that you want to do and think to yourself, how do you make them more salient? How do you direct attention to them? How do you slow down? How do you notice them more? And by doing that, can you make them more pleasurable? If you can make them more pleasurable, you're also going to make them more likely. So to more good rituals that serve our behavioral goals well. Bye for now.